I'm going to show you that you can propagate jackfruit from cuttings, and it takes about 3 months, okay? 2.5 to 3 months. Now, this is the first time I've done this, and I'm going to show you how it's done, and I'm going to show you the results right here in one video, okay? This can be done for sure. But before we get there, I'm going to take you to the front, and I'm going to show you the jackfruit mother plant and tell you a little bit about it, so don't go away. All right, so this is my jackfruit. This tree was in a container for, well, it started out in a 3-gallon container, and eventually it went all the way up to a 15-gallon container. And it's a dwarf variety. It's called Gold Nugget. So from what I understand, this Australian variety produces a very nice fruit that's about anywhere between, I believe, between 8 to 10, maybe 8 to 12 pounds, something like that, more or less. So it's a small fruit, but it's awesome, supposed to be amazing tasting fruit, and easily maintained at about a 10-foot height. So you can see I decided to plant it in the front, and I've been using these kind of square frames. They're going to be temporary. This is just going to make it easy for me to elevate the area, because this area here has some pipes, and it's not a septic system. There's just like a couple of main pipes that come through here for both myself and my neighbor. So digging a hole here was really not a good idea. So what I did is I elevated the area, and eventually the wood's going to rot away, or once the wood starts to get bad and break apart, I'll just remove it, and then I'll spread it out a little wider. I'll make this tapered off so it kind of is a mound, but it'll be wider, and there may be some small flowers or something planted around the base. I don't know yet. We'll do something. But this is the Gold Nugget from Australia. Nice tree, compact, and the fruit not too big, because the last thing you want in the front of your house is somebody walking by underneath a tree with a 60-pound jackfruit fall on their head, right? So you don't want that. So there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. All right, welcome to my world. It's a mess back here. We're doing the best we can to keep track of everything, and it's not easy to grow and take care of so many things. But this is just a little tray I pulled out of the Propagation. Very simple. You don't really need a big greenhouse to do this. I mean, I do everything on a very, very low scale. I don't do propagation of thousands. I do a little bit of a lot of things, just a little bit. So the advantage there is I have a few things to sell once in a while, a couple of things that are interesting. And then I also have the ability not only to have variety, but I get to learn, and I get to share some of my knowledge with you guys. So this is a little propagation dome, very simple. It's got a little lid on it. You pop it on there. You can control your humidity through these little simple vents, okay? And then if we get over here, you're going to see the tray where there are several things that are beginning to root, and you know, some things make it, some things don't. But you get a very high success rate. I would say about 70% of the things that I propagate this way work fine. So for a cutting of a jackfruit, what you want to do is you want to take something about that thick, right? So it's a little bit between a pencil and maybe just a hair thicker than a pencil, or a hair thinner than a pencil. So you could get a better idea of the size there, okay? And you can see there's a brand new leaf coming out. This is going on, I kid you not, this is at least 3 months. And you know, what I like to do sometimes is I like to split these little propagation cubes. You can see the roots there. So this is just callus. So this one's still in the beginning stages. There's no root yet. Okay, and then we're going to come over here. I'm going to show you the other one. And don't go away, because I have one that's much better than these. You just got to have a little patience with me. Here's the other one again. This is a good sign. Callus is forming. That's where your roots are going to come from. You can see the leaves have not fallen off, and you can see the new growth right there in the center. Now let's get to what you've all been waiting for, right? Did this thing really root? Again, between 2.5 to 3 months is how long it took. So let's take a peek. What do we have here? What do we have here? We have a jackfruit cutting, and now we have another gold nugget. We have another gold nugget. No need to graft these. I mean, if you do, it's better because the advantages are that you have a much stronger root system. But if you do air layers on jackfruit, you're going to end up with the same type of root system. So if you want to propagate a lot of jackfruits, guess what? If you have a great variety, a well-known variety, Orange Crush, Gold Nugget, Black Gold, there's so many out there that are great. Instead of worrying about spending all the practice it takes to graft, which is nothing wrong with, but maybe instead of air layering, you could do a heck of a lot more of these by this method, which is growing them from cuttings. Now, how did I get to this point, right? So like I said, I have to use something in order to propagate them in some type of a medium. Okay, I like to use these, which are called, and again, this is not a plug, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I do have these on my Amazon Associates page, so if you do want to buy them and you want to support the channel, go ahead and buy them from me. Just go to my link in the YouTube video here, and you can get these. These are called Root Riots. That's what they look like, Root Riot. A bag of 100 is running around 30 bucks now. They used to be like 25 bucks, but hey, inflation. What are you gonna do? So that is the jackfruit cutting of Gold Nugget, and you can see the other ones are over here. And now that I know this works and how long it takes, I am going to make a ton of these. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these. So if today is May, we're talking about June, July, August, late August, September, they should be rooted, God willing. And then I'll be able to start offering these to you guys through my channel. Yeah, not through my channel here, but through my website, which you all know which it is, I think, peppysplants.com. And then let me take a minute to explain basically what we're gonna do, right? So when you're gonna make these, you're gonna get the cutting about the size that I showed you. There's really no big deal from what I see in terms of the condition of like the bud or anything. Just, you know, not a fully open leaf, something that has a bud that's about to emerge, just beginning to open, a little bud that's beginning to open. And you can have a couple of open leaves, it's okay. So you can see those leaves are cut. The reason we cut the leaves is you want to minimize transpiration, right? So water loss, you want to minimize water loss. So we cut the leaves and then we put them in that dome that I showed you. Let me go back and show you again. This is the dome. Then we put the lid on it. We keep some water in there. We use these Root Riot propagation cubes, which work like a charm. And then you're going to use some rooting hormone. I like to use it. Some people don't. I find it works better. So you can get, there's 3 different kinds of hormones. You get the number 1, the number 2, or the number 3. And it's basically, that has to do with the concentration. So I found that by using number 2 hormone, that one worked great. And you were, and I was really happy to see that this worked out. So Root Riot cube has a tiny little hole. First, you stick your cutting in there without putting any hormone because you want to widen it a little bit. So you widen it, make it nice and large to fit the size of the scion or the cutting. You stick it in there. Don't push too hard. Just get it down to the bottom. And take it back out again. Put your powder on it. Tap it a few times. What I'm tapping is I'm going to tap the cutting. I'm not going to tap this. I'm going to tap the cutting. Make sure that it doesn't have too much hormone. And then, since I've already put the cutting in there, then I can place it in the hole and I don't end up losing all of my hormone, right? Then you're going to go ahead and place it into one of these little cube holders or trays that's in better shape than this one, I hope, because this one's probably 2 years old already. But anyway, why throw away plastic if you can keep using it, right? You put it in there, and then you need to come by once a day with your hose and put it on misting if you have a nozzle with a mist, and then you mist it and you make sure that there's always a nice amount of moisture in there, right? You always see little drops of water on the lid, and you close and open those little vents to maintain that. You want to get the idea of how you should do that. Now mine is under a little bit of shade, okay? But it's very sunny. But I have the shade, I have the shade cloth set up on the carport, right? So I have that, which kind of helps to cut down on the amount of heat and the sun that's burning really, really hot. They could dry everything out. So propagation dome, a little bit of shade. But you don't want to go put it in a really dark place because that would be terrible because then you're not going to get anything happening because you do need some photosynthesis. So all of these other ones in there, these are all pretty new. They're less than a week. So I very much doubt that any of these I could show you that are actually rooted. But some of the things that are in there that I'm trying for the first time back here. This is abu. We're going to find out if we could root abu the same way. And then this is lemon drop mangosteen, which I have rooted many times. So lemon drop mangosteen works fine. Mulberries work fine. Peanut butter works fine. And roses work fine. So this is what's happening. This is what I've got for you. This is, once again, this is what it looks like. You can see the callus and you can see that one root that's coming out. And I'm ready to go ahead and put this guy in a little pot. And I'll give you guys an update in 2 weeks. How did this jackfruit do? And what I'm doing to propagate more. Hey, thank you so much. If you have any ideas, comments, suggestions, go ahead and leave a comment here. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. As I said earlier, we'll give you an update in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys learned something. And if you like the channel, please subscribe. Leave us a thumbs up. And hit the notification bell. So this way, if I do anything, you'll know that I did something and you can watch it if you like. Take care. Have a great one.